Welcome to the Vikings Now. I am your host, Patrick Seatman. And yes, the score right here at the bottom of your screen is 110% correct. What just happened? I feel like I'm coming out of here from a fever dream or something. The Vikings got absolutely embarrassed for the third straight year. The Dallas Cowboys come up to Minnesota and hand the Minnesota Vikings a loss. The final score being 40-3, Cowboys on top. Cowboys on offense. We'll go over some specific stats later, but they were damn near perfect. Dak only had 3 incompletions the whole game. Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott ran crazy. Then Tony Pollard, the 6 receptions for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was great coming out of the backfield. He had those 2 wheel routes, beautiful execution, beautiful play by Tony Pollard, and he is so dynamic. Honestly, if there's one player in this game that obviously on the Cowboys, all 53 players on them seem to play a good game, but specifically Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard was fantastic today. He had 80 rushing yards, 109 receiving yards, and 189 yards total with 2 touchdowns, both those touchdowns coming through the air. He was great, both those touchdowns coming off wheel routes where Jordan Hicks somehow gets manned up on Tony Pollard trying to catch up with him running a streak route or a wheel route down the right side of the field. Just not a good matchup. But then this guy, Kirk Cousins. One of his worst games of the year. He was under duress the whole game. I get it. 7 sacks, a career high for Kirk Cousins, has taken sacks in today's game. Micah Parsons, even before Christian Darrisaw, which we'll get into his injury news in a second, before even Christian Darrisaw left with a concussion, he was getting dominated by Micah Parsons. This Cowboys defensive front owned the Vikings offensive front the entire game long, and Kirk Cousins did not have his best game. When Kirk's under pressure, he struggles. But Christian Darrisaw, he left this game with a concussion, following a concussion that he actually got in the Buffalo Bills game. This is 2 concussions in 7 days for Christian Darrisaw. This is not good. Kevin O'Connell actually already ruled him out for the Thursday night game against the New England Patriots. So Vikings are going to be probably going with Blake Brandel as the starting left tackle ahead of the Thursday night matchup, a primetime game against the New England Patriots, going against the sack leader, Matthew Judon. Not a good sign. 2 concussions in back-to-back games. Could be seeing Darrisaw out for maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Normally a concussion, you're only out a week. But this seems like be a serious problem that the Vikings have on your hands. I'll make this the pinned comment on today's video because I want to kind of gauge the fan base a little bit here. What is your panic level? You see the score right there. Oop, right there. 40-3. What is your panic level as Petey, my producer, has been calling the Vikings frauds this entire season, and this was just his dream come true today. I'm sure this was all of the Vikings haters' dreams come true. See the Vikings get blown out on their home field against the Dallas Cowboys. Let me know what your panic level is after this loss. I'm going 3, and I'll explain why here in a second. Let me know down below, what is your panic level after today's loss? Dalvin Cook, though, he was pretty solid. 11 carries, 72 yards. A lot of those rushing yards did come when the Vikings were the Cowboys were running a lot of just drop coverage because they didn't want to let up the deep ball because the Cowboys were on top early. But the whole fraud situation with the Vikings, this is what I kind of want to dive into. Vikings fans, we're going to be hearing this all week up until that Thursday night game against the New England Patriots. The Vikings, they had 7 straight one-score victories, and now they have a good team in their own building, and they get the doors blown off them. Listen, the Vikings are coming off an emotional victory versus the Buffalo Bills as the Cowboys were just embarrassed by the Green Bay Packers in a horrific loss. I love the saying, hungrier dogs run faster, and it doesn't necessarily mean it all the time, and it doesn't always mean true in NFL games, but a team coming off a loss versus a team coming off an emotional victory, the Cowboys wanted this game more, and it was clear, and it's still credit to the Cowboys and at fault for the Vikings. But I don't think this means the Vikings are a fraudulent team by any means. I think this just means you caught a very good football team on a very good day. Doesn't mean you're not a good football team. I don't think it means that one bit. I still think the Vikings have a chance to obviously compete in the playoffs. We have the division locked up with the shambles that our division is in right now with the Bears losing again today. But I want to give you guys a shout out to our new sponsor on Vikings Now, Established Titles. You want the perfect holiday gift? Go to establishedtitles.com/chat, and I will tell you all about it. Today's show Vikings Now is sponsored by Established Titles, and it is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square feet of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Eddleston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order, and we work with global charities, One Tree Planted, and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane ticket, dating profiles, whatever you want. It makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a Lord or Lady, we can build our own little Vikings Now kingdom. Like I said, it makes for an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday deal for you Vikings fans right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the promo code CHAT, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help us support the channel. Hey, I'm going by Lord Patrick Seatman now. Matthew Peterson, he's going by Lord Petey. It's a great little fun gag gift that you can get your friends, your family, and like I save all my shopping till the last minute. I'm going to be heading to establishedtitles.com/chat. So the Vikings, they dropped today's game. It was embarrassing, but I am looking ahead a little bit to the upcoming weeks. And if you look at kind of the Patriots game on Thursday night, I'm very excited for that because it's a great chance to bounce back, and especially for this offense. This offense did nothing today. 183 total yards. Only 110 passing yards through the air. Obviously, sacks are included in that. And then only 73 rushing yards. But look at that third down efficiency, ladies and gentlemen. 1 of 11. 7 penalties for 59 yards. You're not going to win any game having 183 total yards and going 1 of 11 on third down. And then the Cowboys, on the other hand, 12 of 17 on third down. 458 total yards. I mean, you couldn't have drawn up a better game for the Dallas Cowboys. And a lot of those third downs for the Cowboys were in third and short. And understand, the Vikings did have a lot of guys out today. They had Dalvin Tomlinson out, Cameron Dantzler, Caleb Evans. You have 3 starters out on your defense, but you still get ran over like this. It was embarrassing, especially on those third and shorts. I'm looking at guys like Eric Kendricks, Harrison Phillips, Ross Blacklock, and Jordan Hicks. They just had no push up front, especially in that interior of that defensive line. Then honestly, my guy, Danielle Hunter, he was kind of silent today on defense. Obviously, the game script didn't really add up for him to be getting the normal QB pressures, sacks, QB hits that he normally would in a game. But when you get blown out 40-3, it's going to be tough. But let's focus on Jefferson for a little bit here, because if you would have told me going into this game, 3 receptions, 33 yards, that's it for Justin freaking Jefferson, obviously I would say the Vikings are probably going to lose that game. I mean, they get smoked 40-3. And last year when the Vikings played the Cowboys, obviously Justin Jefferson, that was only his second year, he had 2 receptions for 18 yards. Trayvon Diggs, I know he kind of gets a lot of, not slack over social media for not being the best lockdown corner. Obviously, he's a gambling corner, but he's done great on Jefferson. He shadowed him actually majority of this game, even in the slot. And me and the Cowboys host here at Chat Sports, Tom Downey, we're going back and forth kind of debating what we think the Cowboys would do with Trayvon Diggs. They moved him around the field to Jefferson the whole game, and he was fantastic. So shout out to Trayvon Diggs. I mean, he had a hell of a game. Locking up this guy is definitely something hard to do. Cowboys had a great game plan. Shout out to Dan Quinn. Tough loss for our Minnesota Vikings, but I want to do something here. Let's just try to get some positive momentum going into Thursday. If you made it all the way this far in the video and you're still watching, hit that sub button. And if you are a new subscriber, just type me down below. My goal here, let's just get 10 subs off this video. I understand our Vikings fans. I understand we probably don't want to be going on Twitter, going on YouTube as much as we normally would, coming off a loss. But we got a quick turnaround to Thursday, which we will be going live for that game. The second official Vikings watch party on Vikings Now history. Go down or type score, type me if you're a new subscriber. Anyways, Vikings lost 40-30 in a blowout. I can't believe I sat through that and just, or 40-3. I wish, yeah, I do wish. Can't believe the Vikings got blown out 40-3. It was embarrassing, though. I mean, the whole second half, the Cowboys had this game locked up. But if you're a new subscriber, type me. Thank you guys so much for watching my little post-game rant. See you guys Thursday when we go live for the Vikings-Patriots game on Thanksgiving. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.